Oh, what? It's this guy again? I swear I'm not trying to troll. Hello and welcome to another figure review and to more Bandai Tamashii Nation's Bronze Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya, I mean that's the title of the series. It's Pegasus Kouga and it is Saint Seiya Omega. And what I'm saying is I'm not trying to troll because I had the SH Figure Arts Pegasus Kouga from Omega in here the other day, and a lot of people told me, a lot of people were actually a little bit mad at me, who were like, oh, you got a flippin' Saint Seiya figure and you're gonna pick Omega? I didn't know. I just liked the design of the character. I didn't even realize wasn't the original. I thought Omega was just like an HD remake or something, or like a little bit of retelling. I didn't know. I mean, somebody basically told me it's the equivalent of Dragon Ball GT. And I know GT, and I don't want to talk about GT. So, that being said, I got this guy after I had the SH Figure Arts, and I'm just gonna rotate the box to show you everything. And I still like the design, and after I got the SH Figure Arts, I saw this one on Ami at a very good price, and this is actually my first Saint Seiya figure from like the regular Bandai series. We have the entire armor, it's nice and shiny. We'll have a look inside. I mean, I'll get the figure out of it in a second, but there you go. They have the dude without the armor and all the single pieces. Once again, I just think this guy looks good, and that's why I wanted to have him, and that's why I'm going to review him and tell you if it looks good or not. Regardless if the series is trash. That's alright. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I'm not trying to be like, ha ha ha, Omega boys, ha ha. Alright. Glad we got that out of the way. Alrighty then, let's mix things up a little bit. I mean, first and foremost, I'm gonna have the figure in here. Gonna show the size and the articulation because we have all that on hand right now. I don't know how well he will articulate once all the armor is on him, so I really want to have a look at him right here, right now. First of all, size. He stands at 17, almost 17 and a half centimeters, really to the top of his hair. If we're going to the top of his head, that's about 16 centimeters. So it's between 6 and 7 inches tall, depending on where you stand. Like almost 6 and a half, I'd say. 6.5 to 6'8", something around there. And let's just focus on the head real quick to focus on the face. I mean, there's not any other detail going on right now. Before we get the armor on, we get to the good part. Don't worry about it. But I really like the eyes. I like the way they are done. And it has like some of the classic Saint Seiya stuff in there. And that's the thing. That's why I was confused and I didn't know that Omega was a different thing. But anyway, I don't wanna keep ragging on that. Head articulation, first of all. The head itself has some decent motion, and I moved around with the hair. There's nothing going on. It's just connected by the neck over there, not very articulated. But yeah, head moves back and forth, not so great. I mean, it snaps back immediately. Isn't the greatest. The neck articulation isn't the greatest. As you can tell, it just moves around a tiny bit, even though you have all this room over here. So head articulation is not good already. We have, I think this is just a pack going into the torso. And you have the floaty piece over here. You have a big hinge in the elbow though, so you can bring it all the way up. And this also moves up and down, so yeah, this is probably just a pack. It's not a butterfly joint because the butterfly joint wouldn't rotate around like that. Anyhow, you can also rotate it around actually at the shoulder itself. You have bicep swivel, you have a double hinged elbow. Old school SH Figure Arts style. Yeah, it's the one where the lower hinge, I mean the big hinge down here, doesn't go up all the way, but the other one does. So there you go. You have fist on the big ball joints. I'm seeing a lot of SH Figure Arts in this. Fist is basically the same. You have the big ball joint with a cut. It's a lot bigger than the other one though. So torso articulation, that's actually pretty good. So you get a lot of wiggle motion out of that. Goes back and forth a little bit. Gets somewhat blocked because of how it's sculpted. There's no room for that. Down there at the hips. That's actually very cool. It goes in there. I thought it would be super blocked actually, but it's still gets some good range. Wiggle motion goes around. It's not the greatest, but it's fine. Well, I don't want to complain. Also goes around. Yeah, there we go. And the legs, that's a lot more of an old school thing. So yeah, okay, it rotates around, can bring it back. Not really forward much because the butt's always in the way. Goes out to the side because you have the big hinge. Doesn't even go up all the way, which is just weird. It's not a bad thing. I just expected it to do that. You have double hinged knees. Those go very far. And then you have all of this. You have a swivel there. And this robotic looking foot. Which goes up all the way. Goes back all the way. You have a toe hinge. And I'm just gonna try... Yeah, it moves over here. So it goes side to side. I guess it's stuck on the other side. And it's very stiff. Probably because it's all metal. It is die-cast. And also this one is pre-owned. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I bought this pre-owned. I gotta admit, this was fun. If you know me, you know I have a very bad track record when it comes to assembling things. Assembling this guy was fun. No joke. Now, we actually have some detail to look at, and I'm just gonna tell you, all of this entire, if you didn't know, I mean if you're a connoisseur of these things, this entire armor is die-cast, except for like the golden lines and the gems, of course, and the crown. But everything else is die-cast. I mean, this part is also no, this is just the gems. Everything that looks gray, that looks like metal, is actually metal. So that explains why these things are always so expensive. Because I've been looking at the Saiyan cloth, what do you even call the line? But you guys know there's an entire line of these. And I always wondered why they were so expensive. Now I know if this is all die-cast, I'm actually very, very impressed and very lucky I got this guy at the price I did. So, overall detail is stunning. There's a lot of shiny stuff going on, which is obviously good, because dumb people like me should like shiny stuff. I will always go back to that. But first of all, you have the crown, you have an entire different hat where you can peg that in. You combine that, you have the gems, and the red. I really like this metallic red going on in the shoulder pads, the gems, see-through. You have the wings for the back, I'll get that in a second. And you have all these hinges where you combine the figure. And speaking of which, while I'm looking at it, I'm also going over the added articulation. You have hinges going on in the shoulders, and they are actually very... You have a hinge that goes into this ball that still rotates at the shoulder part, so you got some good motion out of that. It doesn't really hinder, and this piece keeps disconnecting. There's actually very little that disconnects, except for this gem and this hinge over here, because it's just way too close to the actual belt. That's why it keeps going off. Everything else is staying in place so far, which I'm happy about. So the arms are pretty much unblocked. You can still move that around as much as you want to because of the hinges on the shoulders. The chest piece is, I mean, it wasn't super great before. It obviously gets blocked by this big piece over here, but it's not too bad. Like I said, there wasn't that much before, so it's all right. The arm parts and the leg parts are not connected. Everything is pegged in somewhere on here, and you have these hinges that really hold it together nicely. So I was impressed. I was really impressed how streamlined and nicely they did the transformation, basically. Anyhow, metal, real metal, going on all throughout this. Yeah, I mean the legs obviously aren't hindered as well because there's nothing blocking. I don't know why you have the peg holes over there. I guess they make like one design, they have the same body for everybody, and some of them have something to peg in the legs and this guy doesn't, I don't know. But yeah, one more look at the overall figure before I put the wings on, and we're gonna wrap it up real soon. I really like this one. I love this look, even though it's Omega, even though it's not the guy you all want. And another thing is, like, it's getting a little worn down. The joints aren't really strong enough, so that's why you really need the die-cast feet. And here we got the wings in all of their glory. These sparkle in there. That just looks like weird confetti, cheap. I don't agree with that. Anyhow, wings itself, you have some added articulation with those. You have a hinge that goes up and down. You have two hinges over there. I mean, one that can bring it out quite a bit. I mean, I need to be slow and not disconnect stuff. I need to take care of that. It's super stiff, but it goes out basically all the way back. Same for the backpack. You have the hair in the way, but you can move that. I mean, we've seen the hair is disconnected to the neck. So it moves left and right a little bit. You have some wiggle motion, but it's not on the ball or anything. And this looks very cool. We have some extra hands also. You have the open hands. Let me just block him out like that. You have the open hands and kind of grabbing hands. And you only have the regular fist hands on the figure when you don't have the armor. But we had that in the beginning. And basically you have your Pegasus Spirit, which can hold the armor if you don't want Kouga to hold it. I think it's nice that they did that. I just don't see the point. I don't see the point of paying big bucks for a figure like that and then just having this thing hold the armor and having him standing around in his regular ass outfit without any armor. It's just like, unless you have two armors, of course, then you'll look like a boss for sure. But yeah, you have this form, and here's just the instructions where you put it together. You put all this around, and basically this is how it looks at the end, or like in the background over here. You have all that, and you can also make like the smaller stand, I guess. I don't really get what it's for. And you know what's funny? I wanted to strike this guy into a little bit of a more dynamic pose, and I looked at the box to give me some ideas, and the box had nothing. So yeah, final thoughts. This guy looks amazing. He has the articulation, but with all the the weight going on, and I have him in a very weird pose right now because it's just like he's super wobbly with all the die cast going on. But that's fair. That is expected. So I'm not complaining about that. But overall, I do think it looks amazing. The price point is something to be debated about. I mean, that's why I never picked up one of these bronze armored Seiya, Saint Seiya. I still don't know the title. Please help me. But anyway, I do recommend it if you're okay with the price point. I mean, even Kouga, even if he's from Omega and nobody likes him, he still looks cool. And you have the wings, you have some good articulation if it gets, if you get it to work without him falling over. Man, I don't really know what else to say. I'm just really amazed by the look and all the die cast, and that's what I'm happy with. So, recommend that. Oh, there you go. I tried to put the legs apart a little bit, and I don't think it's gonna give. I don't know. Well, anyhow, that's as best as I can do for now. Recommend it. Thank you very much for watching, guys, as usual. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like and maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Pegasus Kouga wants.